Bro, do I still have it?
You do, man. You know?
Do I still got it?
It's fine. Yeah.
Yo, what's good everyone? This is Ayo Boxing with Madiba, and we're here to talk about if Teofimo Lopez is ducking Regis Prograis. And yes, Teofimo Lopez is ducking Regis Prograis. Some of y'all may not believe it, but it's true. In a recent interview with theboxingscene.com, Teofimo Lopez Sr. said, quote, "Regis is not gonna happen, bro. What are we gonna get? 35%? There ain't no money in that fight. Why are we going to fight Regis Prograis when we aren't going to get the money that we're supposed to get?" End quote. Based off what Lopez Sr. just said, Teo and his team are ducking Regis. You have to realize that Teo was the first one to call out Regis, and this was immediately right after Regis beat Zepeda for the WBC belt. And you can't use the money excuse either, because the 35% that Lopez Sr. talked about was in reference to the 35-65 split in the Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez negotiations. But the thing is, Ramirez and Regis was mandated by the WBC, therefore a 35-65 split is standard. But Teofimo Lopez fighting Regis would be a voluntary fight, therefore Teo and his team could have negotiated, but they didn't. Question is, why would Teo duck Regis? The answer is simple. Teo hasn't been looking good in his last outings. We all know that Teo lost in an upset to George Kambosos in 2021 and was dropped in that fight. Teo then moved up to 140 in his next fight against Pedro Campa, and where he stopped Campa in round 7, but the power that he had at lightweight wasn't the same at 140. And you also have to remember that Pedro Campa is not like a known name or a notable name at 140. Then he fought Sandor Martin and won in a close, controversial fight where many people thought that Sandor Martin beat Teo. But Teo was dropped in that fight twice. One was unofficial and the other one was unofficial. He had trouble fighting a southpaw. He didn't look good in that fight and was getting caught with the same punches, especially that right hook, and couldn't cut off the ring. His confidence seemed to be shaken as well. Based off those performances and the fact that Regis is a hard-hitting elite southpaw, they probably didn't want that fight for Teo next. This is disappointing to me because despite all the shenanigans that Teo gets into, I like Teo, and I was convinced that he would return to his mantra, the takeover, but it looks like his takeover of 140 is not happening anytime soon. However, I can't place all the blame on Teo because Top Rank can be held accountable as well. Jose Ramirez, another top-ranked boxer, ducked Regis over a money dispute. And Bob Arum has stated that we won't have anything to do with Pro Bellum, and we're looking to cut whatever ties we have with MTK due to the Daniel Kinahan situation. And Regis is a Pro Bellum fighter, so I doubt that we'll see Regis fight a top-ranked guy anytime soon. So, if Teo isn't fighting Regis next, who would he face? Since Teo isn't fighting for the WBC belt that Regis has, he'll probably go the WBO route since Teo's ranked number 1 there. So I guarantee you it's either going to be the winner of the Arnold Barboza versus Jose Pedraza fight, or the winner of the Jose Ramirez versus Richard Comey fight. All of those guys are ranked in the top 10 of the WBO, and they're all top-ranked fighters, so it's easy to make those fights. And depending on what happens with Josh Taylor, who is the current WBO champion at 140 and is always getting injured.
Some guys have all the luck. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms.
And Jack Catterall in their rematch. Teo could be fighting for the title by the end of this year, either against Jack Catterall or Josh Taylor, or maybe if the belt's vacated by Josh Taylor if he wins. Possibly he can fight Devin Haney if Devin Haney beats Lomachenko and moves up to 140. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Madiba. Hit like and subscribe, and more content's coming your way.